is a piece from the Book of Nods called Just Visiting. When the shooting broke, I decided to vault the teller's window and face the fire from the other side. They saw my forearm tightening across the throat of the cashier, Ms. Lattimore, and as my Browning was raised to her temple's pulse, they took it back. It all fell dead. With the silence, I felt the distance between my trigger and the man. I heard the reverberation of the last stray bullet's muffled ring. It moved out through my brain in circles of jagged light, expanding like still water broken by a stone. Some smart young lieutenant arrived to take things over. He leaned his eyes a moment through the doors in front and then went around back. He went inside a small light room and threw the switch. All the lights rolled out of thin vapor tubes above me from right to left. The darkness absorbed more silence. I could hear their details being signed. The tone of the headman's voice was clear. They were hot to blow me away. I didn't expect my hostage would go down as a deal. I knew she signed that paper when she took the job. But I just wanted some last contact. I would have rather some sweet, clever music. I slit the strap to her bra. I reached under. I felt my palm rinse her breast. It could have been a radio. I moved my lips closer so only she could hear me. It should have been a radio. I whispered in my codeine voice. I told her, You see, all my life, the women I've been with, and that's more than you can imagine, really. I always bypassed their breasts. I went down, you know. I went to the source. I honestly don't think you're going to die, so don't be afraid. Listen. I wanted the thunder on my fingers, on my lips. What are a woman's breasts? It's just so much adornment. They lay like chalices on an altar waiting for adoration. Like the writing on the scroll, the handles on the urn, the gold that lines the vessel. I wanted the mystery inside, the thunder and the darkest light. I mean, I feel the sharpness of your nipple. It's flawless, there's no doubt about that. Just let me move it over here. Oh, it came out. It's so red. You must be younger than you appear. I know about that kind of thing, really. Once I told this girl that she had breasts like bleeding lemons. She thought that was a beautiful thing to say. But what are they? It's just architecture. Where is the wetness? And why are they so white, so terribly white? Whiteness frightens me horribly. When I was 14 years old, I went to my friend's house at the beach in Long Island. The sun there in the sand, I remember. It was terrible, too much whiteness. I couldn't stand it. I stayed in my friend's room for days and listened to music. His mother and his fat sister, they thought me quite insane. I wanted to teach myself to play the drums. The sister was 36 years old, and so fat the mother had to tie the laces on her shoes. I hated her, and she hated me. But I was just visiting, so it wasn't fair. One day I bolted out of the bathroom while she was listening, leaning up to the door, and I jammed a pencil into her jaw. She ran away, crying about lead poisoning, but you know, you really can't get lead poisoning in that way. It's a wives' tale. I know about these things, really. At night, when the shadows cancel the blinding white, I go down to the beach and run because it is important to keep the body well. That's in case they come again. You, I'm sure, don't concern yourself much worrying about them, do you? You know, your breasts are like that beach, so white and dry, yet so near to the source, the water and the motion of the waves. What could ever be more pure? Please allow me to feel down here. I won't try to sneak anything up the wrong hole. I know that can hurt if you're not used to it. They did it to me. I let them think I didn't really care, but I found a closet down at the end of the cell block, and I hid in it and learned things and made marks on my forearm with a fork I snuck from the cafeteria. You could see here the scars. It's not just an X. It's actually an image of the cross St. Peter died on. They nailed it to him inverted. He's my patron saint. But in dreams, no one escapes. My fingers have been broken for days. I just want to push myself out of this place, but I know the gravity is sick for revenge. And the light that I let loose, well, it's not coming back, baby. It's like some thick bronze ring around my neck. I can't even turn my head to see if the man's still outside waiting for me. I need a sign to tell me that everyone's still safe. I have always kept stored enough strength in my arms to keep the pain surrounding me from reaching them. You won't get hurt, don't worry. I feel more sure now. Last night, when my eyes were sealed, I watched someone's head spill to the floor as if it was trying to empty the light. My screams were like lasers. The twin scorpions were melting my thigh again, and some bitter surgeons were carrying each away. Inside it, I would like to construct, in my sleep, a graveyard where the stones are flawless and white. I could construct a satellite in my dreams to pass for the sun, which left me last year for an older man. The past draws blood, you see. Sometimes, in my room, I am afraid of the monk who comes with shivering hair and teeth. I am afraid to face the immaculate with my unwashed hair. But there it is. And it's wet. From fear? Is the wetness from fear? Wetness is not whiteness, but it's dark. Whiteness is the color of death, you know, not black. Wetness is life, the breeder and shaper of life. In the beginning, the sun was black. So all light was absorbed before it had a chance to return, and our dreams then were empty.